Hey guys, I just wanted to say before getting into the video that a whopping 97% of you are not subscribed, right? We're trying to hit 1,000 subs before the end of the year, so if you like the content, make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell on. Thanks. Alright guys, we were asked to take a look at this Emerald Kassadin player. He said he recently had a game where it felt really hard. Number 1, obviously the game starts at level 1, but let's take a look at the VOD. First things first, not a fan of Door and Shield start. I've talked about it numerous times, but I'll show you exactly why. Zoe got an assist level 1. She hit level 2 on the first wave, right? These minions are crashing into our tower. But we think it's safe to walk up melee to these caster minions and try and get them. The answer is no. This is why I don't like Door and Shield, right? Because regardless of whether or not you take Door and Shield, you still can't safely get that minion. You're still taking too much damage for it, right? Door and Shield does not give you typically 20 minions throughout the course of the lane, and that's what it needs in order to pay for itself. Alright guys, again, this is why I'm a certified Door and Shield hater. This is a level 3 Kassadin with no mana, no cooldowns, level 3 Zoe, with the proto belt on the ground. Who do we think wins this 1v1? Give you a hint, it's not the Kassadin. Right? And now we have to base. Do we think Door and Shield changed the outcome of this lane? No. I think if you had Dark Seal 2 pots, you still have to take a base in a second anyway. And you're not 450 gold behind towards your first item, right? That's the very important part. Dark Seal, you're getting something that you're going to keep for almost the entire game, arguably all of it. Just a quick counterpoint, this is me playing the exact same matchup a couple of days ago. So I'm playing Kassadin versus Zoe. I think this was either yesterday or the day before, right? What I do is I get the minions I can get, and Zoe's guarding these, right? So I'm just going to stand back here, accept that I can't get these minions until my wave comes up. It's okay to drop some CS in the early game and make sure you're just getting the EXP. The EXP is the most important part. Getting forced out of lane, not getting forced out of lane is the most important part, right? Okay, what you're about to do right here is exactly what causes me to win almost every single game when I play an Emerald. Right? So what happens is, for some unknown reason, you just decide to ditch midwave and roam bot. Right? Now, if I'm the Zoe, my immediate response here is to just shove midwave and attack mid tower, get plates. Right? You get 2 assists here. You give 2 kills to your teammates, right? But what do we don't want to rely on our Emerald Lucian to climb, right? He's probably not going to carry the game. You want to make sure you're putting yourself ahead. You're Kassadin. Your job, I know it feels good to help your teammates, like dopamine-wise, but you're not doing your job when you do this. Your job is to get as strong as you possibly can. You can help your teammates when it's good for you. Here, lose an entire cannon wave. Zoe was a good player. She would have just stayed mid and hit plates, right? That's the punish here. I believe you lose one more wave. Yeah, you stay to help your team hit dragon. Right, this is like awful. This is probably like the worst part of this. You never want to help your team do neutrals like this. They do not need your help. All you're doing is putting yourself behind. So you miss an entire cannon wave and then a half of another wave for that roam. I know it feels good that we got our team, you got a couple assists, and you got your team a couple of kills. You're technically even with the Zoe. Look at the EXP. You're down 60% of a level. Right? And for what? You also come back to lane and you have no HP. So now you can't trade with the Zoe, you have no pots. This is just a terrible situation to be in. This is like a game-losing mistake. Now, Zoe throws you a bone, and she goes to fight. First of all, this is deranged behavior. Never hug a wall like this against a Zoe, because if she has a brain, she can kind of try and predict where you're walking through near the wall. Right? But you go and you help your team. The correct response here is to just shove mid. People act like, oh, like I don't know what to do if the enemy team roams. I don't know what plays to make. I don't know how to punish. There's a lot of things you can do with the wave, but 9 times out of 10, the best response and the most easiest thing to do is to just instantly shove the lane. The reason you want to shove mid here, because while your Zoe is dicking around here, she has two options. One, you never want to fight here because you're half HP, right? You're low resources and you're a level 6 Kassadin versus a Zoe, she's going to be more useful. So what basically happens when you're shove mid is if she's good, she's going to walk back mid and collect the wave, and then suddenly you've diffused the play, right? Because she's forced to come mid, now you're generating an advantage for your team by forcing a stronger player away from the game. The other option is she could just not come mid. She could continue on this roam because she's tunnel vision, in which case if she does that, she misses a wave and a half, right? And that's a game-losing play for her. She ends up roaming, getting a kill. I would just want to base here. I think we're overstaying on this. We do end up getting a kill, just base. Just channel your base. Tilting me. Guess we do end up killing the Corki, right? But look at what Zoe missed. This is why you always push your wave before your roam. The only reason that you feel neutral to the Zoe is because you threw the game by taking that roam, you threw the lane, right? And then Zoe threw it right back. When you play versus good players, you're going to get punished really hard for this. But look, she lost that entire cannon wave that crashed on tower, and then she lost an entire another wave. So Zoe lost a full 2 waves, and one of them was a cannon wave. You missed, it looks like you missed 2 minions out of 2 waves. Okay. This is why pushing is so powerful, and how it gets you ahead in games. Almost every single game I carry in Emerald is because someone takes a roam that they shouldn't. The most common way to lose a game, I think, out of my games in Emerald is taking a roam that you shouldn't. I just push the wave mid, force them to, even if they get kills, it's worth it. I force them to miss waves mid. I get plates. I get myself strong, getting solo XP, and I deny a lot from them. Okay, now if I were doing a review of this myself, this would be a complete game-losing play. And I want you to think about something as Kassadin that's really important. As Kassadin, you are a weak champion early game. The most important thing is you're taking a fight with some sort of advantage, right? Whether that's, I mean, sometimes you're versus champs that are at a weaker point than you, right? The most common way to do it is to taking fights with numbers advantage, right? Don't want to do is take fights where we're even and then get, screwed over by Corki and Rengar, right? They're stronger champions than you at this point in the game, and they will mess you up. They're also good into you, right? What we do is we shove mid, which I love. This is great. So what happened is Zoe looked like she might have been pathing bot, so we insta-shove mid. This is a great decision. And then Rengar gank spot. Now, I don't know if we're not panning our camera and seeing what's going on. Maybe we just see the bot fighting and you see the ward there, right? But if we pan our camera, we see this on Nami. What does that mean? Let's count the people. First of all, Rengar's bot. Corki's here, Morgana's here. That's 3 people. You have your bot lane here, and you have you, right? Best case scenario, this is a 3v3. What is more than likely going to happen if this becomes an extended play is Zoe's going to walk bot. Your Trundle is on his Krugs. He doesn't want to fight in bot lane, right? You TP in here, and you just trade 1-for-1 with the Morgana. This is a game-losing play, because if this Zoe is good, exactly what I said, not only lose this mid, or you get a kill and die, basically. If the Zoe's good, she recognizes that the play's over, she doesn't leave her lane, and she just pushes mid, and she gets plates. Right? You should have lost somewhere between 2 and 3 plates by now, if the Zoe was a better player. But because she's slow on the push, you don't miss too much. You miss, I think, 1 wave. Let me see. You miss that whole wave. So you miss 2 waves, basically. 1.5, I don't know. Right? Same thing here. You just can't count. Right? We don't want to take this play. So 2v3, which we don't know where Corki is to. I know Corki's coming from bot, but we didn't have vision of him. Right? To end up trading, but it's just like Without analyzing the outcome of these plays, you can tell that they're very likely going to be bad if you're playing against competent players, right? And the reason is just this is a 2v3. Your Nami instantly got caught and died. What are you going to do here? We don't want to fight this. Rengar donates you a kill, but I would just be pinging back, back, back. It's fine. Go push mid. Go stabilize the game. You want to keep, when you're playing Kassadin and a champions like Zoe, you want to keep the game as stable as humanly possible. Right? The reason is because Zoe thrives in chaos, Kassadin thrives in slower game state versus these champions. And we're just like perma-fighting, we're not playing for our waves, right? And now we came out of base, we took a fight, and we're 300 HP, so we're going to lose another wave mid. Okay, and this is deranged behavior. So I remember we had a brief conversation earlier, I think yesterday, how you were talking about how you never feel like you can kill an ADC at any point in the game, and it's probably because we're doing engages like this. So if you look, what happened is, just to update, we deployed out of base, we went mid, we went to drag, we killed Corki, we went to bot wave, we pushed it out, and we got a couple plates. We have not completed our first item yet. We have 1500 gold in our inventory. Corki, on the other hand, has Trinity Force and a Caulfield's Warhammer. He's way stronger than you. You should just press tab, look at the items, and be able to tell that. Even if he doesn't have barrier, if Corki stands his ground, I'm pretty sure he just, like, completely destroys you. Right? So what we do, naturally, we engage on the Corki. Right, we burn his flash, but honestly, like, I think he could have just killed you. If you look at how much XP, or how much HP you take, and he's not even, like, using his abilities, he wasn't even really autoing you, effectively. Just kind of W'd away, and I think auto-Q'd you maybe once or twice. Like, we just lose that fight. Because we took that trade, now we lose bot tower. Okay, this is another example of Zoe basically handing you the game on a silver platter, and this is the last play we're going to review. Basically, she just gives you a free win. She throws the game here by getting caught out for some reason when her team's not around her. Your team gets a free kill. Great. Go invade the Rengar with our Trundle. Great. Flash and ult. What does that mean? For obviously, he has no flash, which is good for team fighting, and if you ever get an opportunity for a pick on him again, more important thing is he has no ult. His ult is what catches you out in a side lane. Right? That means you're now safe on side lane. So in my head, my immediate response is to go farm bot wave. Okay. What you want to do, what your goal is to do, is to farm side lanes and force Zoe to respond to you. Because what Zoe wants to do is she wants to group up with her team on objectives and push mid and poke out your Lucian and your Nami, right? What she doesn't want to do is collect side lane waves and be matched against a Kassadin. You're much better than her in a side lane. Just seems like a fundamental misunderstanding of our champion's identity, because this is what we do. And I think it's pretty obvious what's wrong here, if I just let the clip play out.
Ashes and dust.
Absolutely deranged game-losing behavior, right? So, first of all, disregarding the fact that you somehow got hit by a naked Morgana Q as Kassadin with your ultimate up, like, just ult here. Alright, great, you decide to cast ult here. If you cast ult here, you can't buffer, you're going to buffer the CC, but you're still going to get hit by it. Don't ult forward, right? Aside from the mechanical misplay that this is, why are we mid? Right? Kassadin wants two things. He wants solo farm, he wants solo XP for the entire game. He does not want to be stuck mid versus Corki Morgana, two poke champions, right? He does not want to split farm with his Lucian. Those are three things that just are terrible for him. He does not want to also split EXP with his Lucian, right? You just earned Rengar ultimate, which means you have a window where it's very safe for you to push up on side lane. Just go bot lane. Even if you don't die here, right, I would consider this a really stupid game-losing play, even if you don't get caught by the Morgana binding, because this entire time, we're basically just splitting farm with the Lucian, and we're not getting ourselves ahead. This Zoe needs to get punished for grouping, and the only way you can do that is if you go bot and you push bot lane waves. He died with flash up too. I didn't even realize that. Gotta flash that. But yeah, imagine an alternative world. You are bot, you're pushing these waves, you split up their poke combo, you force Zoe to come bot, you force maybe Corki to come bot, and you're getting farm and solo XP that whole time. This is an absolute game-losing play, and this is what ruined the game for your team. Alright, that's the end of the game and the end of the review. Remember to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the content. And if you guys want me to review your gameplay, make sure to join the Discord and send me your VODs. Thanks and have a great day.